Hi everyone, I'm Nick, and this is the SRS-XB20 portable Bluetooth speaker from Sony. Sony just released a few new speakers in their Extra Bass lineup, and this is the first one that I'm taking a look at. The XB20 features a water-resistant design and a single colored light. It's available in a few different colors. I've got the blue here, but it's also available in red, white, or black. The XB20 goes for $99, and I'll put a link below if you want to check the current price or pick one up. Inside of the box, you'll get the typical documentation. There's a quick start guide, a reference guide, warranty information, and instructions on using the app, which I'll go over later. You also get a micro USB cable to charge, and like most other speakers in this price range, you don't get a wall adapter. So you'll need a phone charger or a computer to charge the speaker. Starting off with the design, the XB20 measures 7.8 inches wide, 2.7 inches tall, and 2.7 inches deep, and weighs just 1.3 pounds. When I first pulled it out of the box, my first impression was how well made it feels. The outside's made of a mix of textured plastic and smooth plastic. There are two front-facing drivers, as well as a passive radiator on the front, with another passive radiator on the rear. Also on the back, behind the weather-sealed door, there's a micro USB port to charge, a reset button, and an auxiliary input for non-Bluetooth devices. There's a textured plastic ring around the grill that lights up. It's just a single color though, it's not changeable, but it does pulse to the beat of your music. There are a few different modes you can select using the app. There's rave, chill, and strobe. You can also turn the light off completely if you're not into that. The lighting is pretty basic, but it is pretty bright, and it's easy to see even in well-lit rooms. There are two rubber feet on the bottom that keep the speaker stable. All of the controls are on the top. Starting from the left, there's an extra bass button that gives a good amount of bass boost. You can also hold down the button to turn the lights off. Next to that is the call button to answer or end a call. A single press will bring up Siri or Google Now, and if you hold it down, there are voice prompts to let you know the battery level. The play button will play or pause, a double press will skip forward a track, and a triple press will skip back a track. Using the add button, you can pair with additional speakers. If you connect this to another XB20, you can play the same thing on each speaker, or have each function as a left and right channel to give you stereo sound. You can also combine up to 10 devices for simultaneous playback, which Sony calls Party Chain. It'll work with the XB20 or the more expensive models in the lineup, the XB30 or XB40. Next to that are the volume buttons, an LED indicator for Bluetooth, and the power button. Holding down the power button will also put the speaker into pairing mode. The speaker is also water resistant. It's IPX5 rated, which means that it can withstand splashes of water, but it's not meant to be fully submerged. If you're looking for a fully waterproof speaker, I'd recommend taking a look at the JBL Flip 4, which goes for the same price. The buttons feel really good and everything's super well made, and I like the feel of the smooth plastic. If I had to nitpick something, the smooth surface shows the oils from your skin, but it's noticeable only if the light hits it just right. Otherwise, I like everything about the looks of this, and the speaker is a good size to throw in your bag and take with you. On to some of the features. The XB20 has NFC, so if you have a compatible device, just a quick tap to the speaker will pair it. Otherwise, Bluetooth pairing is quick and easy. It'll remember up to 8 paired devices, and you can pair it with 3 devices at the same time, and take turns playing between them. Bluetooth performance for me was as good as any other speaker I've tested. I can easily get about 50 feet of range all over my house, and only lose connection after I walk outside past 50 feet. Battery life is rated for up to 12 hours, but the fine print says that's with the lights off. I was able to get around 8 hours with the lights on at 75 to 80% volume. So if you're concerned with the battery life, I just leave the lights off. The speaker will turn off on its own after 15 minutes of inactivity, and it takes about 4 hours for a full charge. The volume output will get decreased quite a bit when the battery gets low, and you'll be warned when it's time to recharge. There's also a built-in mic for voice calls. Call quality is very good, but a little on the quiet side. Getting a little closer to the mic helps a lot. Otherwise, voice quality is crystal clear. Now moving on to sound quality, I was really impressed with the sound of this speaker. The passive radiators do a terrific job of providing enough bass even with the extra bass setting turned off. Bass is tight and punchy with no distortion even at full blast. The extra bass settings fill out the low end without overpowering everything. It's not a huge difference, but I found the extra bass setting to sound better and I preferred it to be on all the time. It makes the speaker sound larger and fuller without sounding artificial. With the extra bass setting on, the bass is similar to the JBL Flip 4, but not quite as good as the Harman Kardon Onyx Mini in my opinion. Overall, this is a nicely balanced speaker. The mids are clean and the vocals are crisp. There's no muddiness in the mids. They're very smooth and they don't get harsh at loud levels. Highs are detailed and rich with a good amount of presence. The speaker is very loud for its size too, easily enough to fill a room, but don't expect a ton of bass out of this. It's on par with other speakers this size. If you're looking for something with a lot of bass, you'll probably want to go for a larger speaker. But for a speaker this size, the bass is very impressive. Here are some samples with and without the extra bass setting enabled.
Oh, the sight of you brings the fight in me, makes me wanna move. Fingers down your spine, looking in my eyes, feel your hands on mine. Tonight we're freer than ever. I wanna remember. Oh, we run every endeavor. I wanna remember.
Lastly, there's also an app for iOS and Android called SongPal, which has just been renamed to Sony Music Center. You do get some limited settings here, like the ability to turn off the auto shutdown, enable Bluetooth standby, or change the lighting modes. Although they're pretty basic, there's a choice between rave, chill, and strobe. I really like everything about the XB20. It sounds great with a nice balanced sound and powerful bass, especially for the size. It's got a great build quality and decent battery life. The light's a cool feature, but not worth the extra battery drain in my opinion, but you can easily turn it off. There's a link below if you want to pick one up, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Hit the like button if you like this video, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.